So here is 7 mindset shifts that you need for success. The first one, you don't really need to know everything to get started. You just need to start. Most of the time, I saw this happens a lot when people, they try to figure out everything. They want to know everything to get started. And what this does, it's actually this is that provoke them of putting the first step and starting and taking action. And that's the only way for you can become successful after all, by doing the action, not thinking about it. So you don't really need to see the whole staircase to take the first step. And what's really, really important, and most like the hardest part of any journey, it's really that first one. And the moment you take the first one, that's lead you to the second step, and the third step, the more you build the momentum, the more easy it is for you, right, to take steps and really make progress. And the more you keep this momentum, the success will be more easier. The second thing is, at the core of everything that you do, there is a deeper why. This is very important. I can't even emphasize how important it is to know what is your why than actually start. Why? Because if your reason it's not bigger than your excuses, will be super hard to make it throughout this journey. So your reason is much more bigger than your excuses. And for me, my why was my mother, okay, and was a very, very strong one. And that was like a fuel for me throughout the hardest times. So at the core of everything, like even though I think the best thing that you really can do before you start anything, for example, you want to start learn a skill, could be any skill, like clothing, like me, copywriting, like any skill that you can name, will be great for you to be clear on your why you want to start, why you want to learn a skill, okay? And try to ask deeper questions to yourself. Okay, you want to learn a skill because you want to make money. Why you want to make money? Okay, I want to make money because I want to take care of my mom. Okay, so why do you want to take care of your mom? I want to take care of my mom because when I grew up, I didn't see her, like I saw her like struggling. So this is what I mean. Ask deep why till you find out. It's gonna click when you really find out, wow, this is exactly what's going on. This is why I want to do this. So when you have that strong why, like I said, this will help you to really go on through this journey. The third one is actually a massive imperfect action. You know, you don't have to make it perfect. It has to be done. And that's what counts most of the time. And I'm so glad, all right, that actually I was introduced to this concept early in my journey, and I heard it a lot from my mentors, from my community, massive imperfect action. And I saw life example of people that are putting like massive imperfect action. They grow up massively every day, every week. And I cultivate and I download that to my life. And I was taking massive imperfect action regardless of my weaknesses. I just focused on my strengths. I did the work and I did it and I made it work, all right? And that's what counts after all. You doing the work, not make it perfect. Because what's really going on, it's if you try to make things perfect, most of the time you've done nothing. You find out yourself in the end of the day, you haven't done nothing because you try to make it perfect, all right? But in the end of the day, you need to do the work. By doing a massive imperfect action, what this does is you learn from your mistake because that's the only way for you to learn. It's learning by doing. Reading books, listen to podcasts, yes, that might help somehow, but unless you do the work, unless you implement and you took action towards what you learned, nothing gets gonna happen. Everything gets worthless until it's done, okay? So that's why you need to cultivate that philosophy of you learning by doing, and just do it, regardless. Perfect, imperfect, that's fine, just do it. That's the third mindset shift that you need. The fourth one will be cultivate a positive attitude. And this is very important in the business. And let me tell you why. Because I recruit and I work with a lot of people in different businesses, and most of them, they are looking for a positive attitude. Most of them, they pay attention to your attitude more than your skills, right? That's very important, because if you have a lot of people, unfortunately, they have a shady attitude. That just being around them, it's just diminish and just lower your energy and your mood. And none of us, we want to be around those people, all right? We want to be around the most motivated and excited people, really, that really want to do something, that they took action. If you are someone, again, like I said, want to challenge yourself, an entrepreneur, want to get to the next level, try to cultivate, try to be more positive, have a great attitude, your willingness to learn willing to do everything that it takes to actually provide, to do the work and really add value to someone. That's for sure will help you to land up with an opportunity, find a business partner in the marketplace, or just find the dream job that you need, that you want. So that's very important. Try to cultivate a positive attitude. So the fifth one, try to focus on solutions, not problems. This is very important because Oprah Winfrey once said, what you focus on expand. So if you focus on solutions, you're gonna find solutions. You focus on problems, you're gonna find problems. And this is very important, especially on most challenging time in the business, okay? When, for example, the lead flow are down, when you had the most rough or the most low month where there is no sales coming in, where it's been a while since you closed the last deal, you pretty much need to focus on solutions. What's going on right now, it's a diversity, as I spoke about before in one of my previous videos, but you need to focus on solutions, all right? And if you focus on those solutions, you're gonna find them. So that's why you need to make that mindset shift on just look to the bright side. Okay, so now this is what's going on. What should I do to get out of this situation? What should I do to help my team to get out from this situation? What could I do to improve myself, to get to the next level? For example, to close more deals or to bring more leads to the business or just help the clients. Okay, or whatever you do, right? Focus on the solutions, not the problem. The sixth one, try to cultivate how can I attitude. From I will never to how can I attitude. Okay, which is very important. So again, this is from my personal experience, from my life, because I saw a lot of people in my personal life where they actually approach me, they was asking me questions on how I can be successful or something like this, on a mindset things as well. And most of them, they do have I will never attitude. Whenever someone asks me, okay, it's closing, whatever I explain what is closing, it's all about, most of them, they say, yeah, man, this is super hard, I will never. Or you just explain to them like, what kind of business are you in or what do you do exactly? Yeah, whenever you explain to them, you get into more detail, most of them, they say like, man, like this is too much. I don't want to put my face there. I don't want to talk to people. That's too much. It sounds like it's hard, you're speaking. Yeah, I mean, all of those excuses that you can hear, all right? So this attitude, it's not helping. So that's why the right attitude to have to make it work, especially what we do here, it's how can I? I will never to how can I, all right? And that's what I was asking myself too in the last 6 months in 2019 when I was actually searching about closing and how to be a remote closer. I was asking this question to me, like, how can I learn this skill? How can I do this? How can I? And I do remember I've been searching. After my 9 to 5 as a marketer at that time, I was always searching, what can I do? I was looking into videos, listening to podcasts, because that's exactly what I can do at that time. I've been in a lot of Facebook groups, and I do believe without that too, because I will not gonna be here, because at that time I was searching and looking. I've been in different Facebook groups with a lot of big influencers that are actually doing sales in closing, and I do remember without me posting in one of the groups that I want to learn the skill of closing in 2020. And then the one guy who actually approached me said, I know someone who can help you. I do believe without me having that attitude that starts everything for me to put that to share that in that group, so someone approached me, I will never be where I'm at today. So try to adopt this. And this is just a life example in front of you. And this goes to anything else that you want to do in life. Because when you have this attitude, when you make this shift and you have this right attitude, you can always find a solution. So that's very, very, very important. Pay attention to this and always be aware and always try to remember yourself. What kind of attitude do you have? And always try to shift it to the right one. And the last shifts that you need to make, it's really try to chase excellence. I heard this once and they didn't really understand what does it mean, like chase excellence. And why? Because at that time I heard a lot of massive imperfect action, just do what you have to do. But on a certain level in your journey, I mean, the moment you start, it doesn't really matter. You just need to do what you have to do to get the job done, okay? But in a certain level, you're gonna compete in a higher level and you need to show up, you need to be excellent in what you do. And of course, that will come by reputation, by competence, by experience as well in the marketplace. What I mean by chase excellence is, again, speaking from my experience as a closer, there is a lot of average closer in the marketplace right now. a lot of them, and most of them, they're making good money. And the excellent one, or the top 1 or 3 or 5%, they're making big numbers. They are different, okay, and they are excellent in what they do. That's for sure. And this is goes to anything else, like business owners that are excellent, they make millions, and the ones that are not, they are just making enough, are okay money. So when you try to fit in, you disappear. And if that's what you really want, that's okay. But if you are someone who really want to chase the excellence, want to get to the next version of you, want to make a bigger impact, want to help a lot of people, want to make good money, like want to make big money, not a good money, you definitely need to chase excellence. Could be this anything, okay? If you are someone who's average right now, try to find someone who is excellent, someone who is playing the game ahead of you, someone who is playing your game, but in a highest level, and try to get in touch with that person. Ask for help. Again, there is nothing bad about it. In fact, if you didn't, you're just missing out. Okay, most of the time we do have fear of shit. I don't know what this guy is gonna say. What this girl is gonna say. Alex Hormozy, I love this kid. Just shut the shot. Ask the girl. Just do it. All right. He said this once, and it makes sense to me. Just ask for help. All right. And most of them, they will be more than happier to do so, as long as you show the right attitude. All right. As long as you are there as well to give. Always over deliver and give, and you will receive. And giving is the beginning of the receiving processes. Keep that in mind. I hope this was helpful. If it was, leave me a comment below on which one you actually resonated with the most. And yeah, consider subscribe, because there is more is coming. Peace, and I love you all.